Hey, hey. All right. So this is the extremely helpful how-to video for the scale size of the solar system activity that Bowsy has created to torture you with. So let's get going here. Here's what the worksheet looks like. Um, Hypothetically, this is what it's going to look like when you open it. Okay. Part one, data table one, and data table two are fairly straightforward. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. You can see that I did an example for each of the data tables. You can see I actually did two for the second one here. And you can just walk through. You're basically repeating this process for all of the objects. Okay. So to summarize it, we're going to take the size of the sun and we're going to shrink it down to 14 centimeters. All right. And the reason why I did that is because the true size of the sun is roughly, 1,400,000 kilometers. So I said, well, let's just shrink it down to 14 centimeters. And if we do that, then we can say in our scale model, 1 centimeter equals 100,000 kilometers in our scale model. So that means whenever we see kilometers, we can convert it into centimeters using this conversion here. Okay, so 1,400,000 kilometers times 1 centimeter divided by 100,000 kilometers. So basically 1,400,000 divided by 100,000 equals 14. That's how we got the scale. Now, I ask you to take it one step further. Turn the centimeters into millimeters, just so you can remember the differences there, and it's only 10, so you just multiply it by 10. Super easy. So you're going to do that for all the planets. Now what you're going to do is in part two, you're trying to determine how wide the object is compared to the Earth. Obviously, the sun is way, way, way bigger. So I have you figure out, okay, how many Earths wide is the object? Okay. Well, when you do the math, right, here's the size of the sun. Here's the size of Earth, right? You divide them and you find that, oh, lo and behold, the sun is way, 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 way bigger. All right, it's 110 times bigger than the Earth, which means you can fit 100 Earths across the diameter of the sun. Now, I'm going to ask you to convert this to a percentage, and the reason is for the part three. You'll hopefully see why we're doing this. All right, so I basically say, okay, and this is going to be the same every time too, right? You're going to take one Earth, and you're going to divide it by the number you figured out here in this column. So 1 divided by 110. That's what's happening here. Okay. In this one, it's 1 Earth divided by 0.38. Okay. So then you get these numbers here, these percentages. Okay, so you're going to do that for the rest of the planets. Notice you don't have to do Earth because that would be stupid. Now, part three is the most confusing part, and this is where this extremely helpful video is really going to come in handy. All right, what you're going to do is you are going to open up a Google Slides. Okay, hopefully that part was relatively easy. I would like to believe that it is. All right, and so you can make like a title page if you want, whatever. I don't really care. But what we're going to do is we're going to simply create the object that we're interested in compared to the Earth, and it's going to be to scale. All right, and we're going to use those percentages that we calculated in part two to get us as accurate as possible for part three. So here's what you do. We're going to insert an object to represent, in this case, the sun. Well, let's actually title this page. This is just sun versus Earth, okay? So that we can compare the two objects. It's always going to be something versus Earth, okay? Because we're always going to be comparing it to Earth. So sun v Earth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a shape, all right? So I'm going to go insert shape, shapes, and then I'm going to choose circle. All right, and I'm going to make pretty decent size. This is going to represent the sun. Okay, so I'm going to change the color from gray to a yellowish color. This one is too bright. It hurts my eyes, but you can feel free to use it. I'm going to use this one. It's not the prettiest color yellow, but anyways. So there's our sun. S-U-N, by the way, because S-O-N would be weird. All right, so there's the sun. Now we got to create the earth. So in order to do this, we want to keep it to scale. So this is going to be weird. We're going to go ahead and copy and paste another circle in there, okay? Just like that. I'm going to change the color to an earthly blue color, I guess. Now, I'm uncomfortable because we have yellow and blue on the same page, and everybody knows that yellow and blue together is absolutely horrendous to see side by side. Now, if you mix them together, oh, that's beautiful. Turns into green. Everybody likes green. But anyways, this won't be uncomfortable for long because we're going to shrink down the earth here. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to right click on the earth and I'm going to go to this thing that says format options right there. Click on it. It opens up this menu on the right. Okay. Click on size and rotation and it opens up a whole bunch of other things. And notice it has a width scale and a height scale in percentages. What we're going to do is we're going to change this percent to the percent we had in part 2, the data table, right? And if you recall, it was 0.9, if you recall, it was 0.91%. All right, so I'm going to actually change this to 0.91. I have to use number locks, 0.91. I didn't like that. 0.91. Okay, and then I'm going to do it over here. 0.91. Dang it, it did it again. 0.91. Okay, boom. Folks, here it is. Sun versus Earth. Ah! Okay, so now we're going to do another one. This one is going to be Mercury v. Earth. Okay, so same process. All right, I'm going to get rid of this box. Don't need it. Don't want it. All right, I'm going to make a circle in here. Now, we're going to do Mercury versus Earth. So we're going to start with Mercury. And the percentage we calculated is how many times, in this case, how much bigger the Earth is than Mercury. All right. So Mercury is actually smaller than Earth. So when I start this, I'm not going to make a ginormous circle. All right. I'm going to just go ahead and do something like that. Now, Mercury kind of looks like the surface of the moon. So it's pretty nasty. So I usually keep this one a gray. Okay. Now I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it. I'm going to move the earth over to here. I'm going to change the earth to an earthly blue. Okay. Then my size and rotation is already open, so this is easy. I'm going to just recall the percentages. Hopefully you guys remember right here. It's 263.15. All right, so we're going to just stick to 263. So go back. I'm going to come here. I'm going to say, okay, 263 and 263 and Shazam. All right, there it is. Earth compared to Mercury. To scale, folks. That's it. That's all you got to do. All right, have fun.